Right on, writers, we're headed back to Westeros in the new HBO series House of the Dragon, and I'm here to make it fun and exciting for newbies and book readers alike. This video in particular will set you up not only for the series, but our coverage of it on this channel, so don't go anywhere. Welcome to Books by Adrian, my online author platform. I'm Adrian Santiago, and I'll be your source for reactions, reviews, and analysis for House of the Dragon on HBO. If this is your first time here, please leave a like on the video, and if you'd like to watch more content like this, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated whenever I premiere a new video or broadcast a live stream. Now, I am a huge George R.R. Martin fan, as anyone who's read my work in progress can back up. He's an enormous influence on me, and his books have provided me with countless hours of entertainment and education. I hope to bring that love of his material to this series, and I hope that you will join me. Now, you can expect each video on this series to include two parts. The first part is for the Watchers on the Wall, which are the noobs that only watch the series and therefore have no idea what's coming up next and want to remain spoiler-free throughout their enjoyment of the HBO show. To these Watchers on the Wall, we'll speak about the show with only the knowledge of what we learned from Game of Thrones and the events of House of the Dragon as it goes on itself. The second part of each video will be meant for Swords in the Darkness, which are those of us who have read the books and therefore have some idea what's coming next. Or you don't know, but are for some reason not opposed to being spoiled. You guys are freaks, but you're welcome too. To these Swords in the Darkness, we can speak openly about everything we know from the shows and the books. Today's video is all about getting you set up and ready to watch the new series along with me when I do reaction videos for the show and follow-up content as well. So this video should appeal to both Watchers on the Wall as well as Swords in the Darkness. So let's begin. First up, we've got timeline stuff. The events of House of the Dragon take place nearly 130 years after House Targaryen first took control of Westeros. This makes it 170 years before the first season of Game of Thrones and the first book, A Game of Thrones. Let's talk about the plot. It follows the life of Rhaenyra Targaryen, played by Emma Darcy and Millie Alcott in flashback sequences, who's primed to become the first Queen Regent of Westeros. The series is based on Fire and Blood, the first of George R.R. Martin's 2 volumes on the extensive Targaryen history. The most common theory is that this show will depict the Targaryen Civil War, commonly known as the Dance of the Dragons. Like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon will be a story about a war over who shall inherit the Iron Throne and a family feud that ends up nearly destroying the Seven Kingdoms. A little bit about the production. The show appears to be about women and their rights, and will have a writer's room evenly divided with male and female writers, something Game of Thrones didn't have. In fact, of its 73 episodes, only 4 were written by women. So, unlike its predecessor, House of the Dragon's story is told entirely in the pages of George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, and the histories included in A Song of Ice and Fire and World of Ice and Fire. George is also on staff as creator of the series and executive producer to help shepherd the story along. One sign of the attention to detail we will see in House of the Dragon compared to Game of Thrones is found in the newly redesigned Iron Throne itself. It's somewhere between the show version and the book version, the latter of which was a gigantic monstrosity of melted black rusty swords which would often cut or seriously injure and even kill some of those who dared to sit upon it. This new show's effort to hold closer to the source material is promised in this new version of the Iron Throne. There's also one now famous exchange between co-showrunners when faced with complex dragon names and characters with similar names like Rhaenys and Rhaenyra. Sapochnik told Condal, "You know we have to change some names." Condal responded with a simple, "We can't." That's the faithfulness to the source material fans want to see. Now here's hoping that attitude continues throughout the run of the series. Now let's go through the cast a little bit. King Viserys Targaryen, first of his name, is played by Paddy Considine. He is the Lord of the Seven Kingdoms. We have Alicent Hightower, played by Olivia Cook. She's the Hand's daughter. Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen, played by Emma Darcy, is the eldest child of Viserys I. Prince Daemon Targaryen, played by Matt Smith, my personal favorite doctor from Doctor Who, is Prince of the City and brother to the king, and first in line of succession for the throne. Lord Corlys Velaryon, the Sea Snake, is played by Steve Toussaint, and I can't wait to see his performance. Princess Rhaenys Velaryon is played by Eve Best, and she is most famously known as the Queen That Never Was. Otto Hightower is played by Rhys Ifans, who you might know as the Lizard from Amazing Spider-Man. He is the Hand of the King and father of Alicent Hightower. Like Game of Thrones, the cast list goes on and on from there, but those are the heavy hitters that we need to know to start with. Joining in the fray, pun intended, we'll have characters from all the major families, including the Lannisters. Let's go behind the scenes a little bit. George R.R. Martin co-created the series with Ryan Condal. Condal will write for the show and serve as joint showrunner with veteran Game of Thrones director Miguel Sapochnik, who directed some of the biggest and most famous episodes of the original series, including Hardhome, The Winds of Winter, The Long Night, and Sapochnik even earned himself an Emmy for directing Battle of the Bastards. He is directing the House of the Dragon pilot episode along with many other episodes. Emmy-winning Game of Thrones composer Ramin Djawadi returns to score House of the Dragon, which will do much to tie the two series together in mood and theme. Now, the series premieres Sunday, August 21st. I'll be publishing a short video after the premiere sharing my thoughts, followed a few days later by a reaction video. Stay tuned to this channel for more House of the Dragon content, as we're sure to learn so much more about storytelling from this harrowing tale. And if you'd like to see a video about the 5 spin-offs pitched after Game of Thrones and what happened to them all, leave me a comment down below telling me to make it, and I will make it. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. Right on, writers. We out.